Right now on Apple Valley News Now, live at 5, Benton County residents near the Yakima River stay ready as flooding concerns persist. Why one official is saying the best thing people can do right now is get out of the way. Plus, grape juice production faces disruption as 43 Welch's workers strike in Grandview. We'll tell you what sparked it and what union leaders are saying about how long it could last. Then a Union Gap man faces firearm charges after barricading himself with a rifle. The domestic dispute that escalated into a multi-agency response. And here's a live look outside from downtown Yakima. Hayden Nix in for our Stacy Lee. Wet weather conditions heading our way? Find out as your news starts now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Here we go on this Monday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed. Wendy Redman is off. First at 5 o'clock, rising water is once again causing problems for people living along the Yakima River in West Benton County. The river crested this morning at just over 13 feet. Benton County Fire Protection District 2 maintains level 1 ready evacuation alerts for residents along the water. This afternoon, officials say conditions are stabilizing, but crews continue to monitor the situation.
Just like with our wildfires, we use ready, set, go. So there's the levels of evacuation. So one, the ready is, hey, this is coming. So we give people ample warning ahead of time. The best thing they can do is get out of the way.
Officials say this flooding won't reach December's levels, but the river remains above normal. Residents can always sign up for Code Red emergency alerts. That is through Benton County Emergency Management. All right, so for more on this flooding, let's check in now with meteorologist Hayden Nix. He's in for our Stacy Lee with the very latest. Hayden, good afternoon.
Well, we are still keeping an eye on the river levels, as we've talked about over the last few days here. Because of all the rainfall from last week in the Cascades, we were going to see kind of a delayed effect with that rainfall catching up in the creeks and streams down in the valleys. And we're still seeing one particular area, especially in Keona, where the river level is still holding in a moderate flood stage there for the Yakima River, and it will slowly drop. And notice, though, it is going to be a little slower to get out of action stage. And here's the reason why. We're not done talking about rainfall just yet. You noticed that cloud cover did increase today, and we do expect that through your evening for the cloud cover to remain. And we are going to allow for our temperatures to still cool down into the upper 40s and lower 50s, but we are going to segue to a rainier forecast as we head into Tuesday. And this is another atmospheric river setting up, and we're going to see those rain chances cascaded from there all the way towards the blues throughout the day and into the night. We're going to talk more about how this will play out coming up.
All right, Hayden, thank you very much. Now to Grandview, where 43 operations workers at the Welch's plant, they are taking to the picket lines after voting to strike over the weekend. Union leaders say the workers are asking for higher wages as they negotiate a new contract. And after rejecting the latest offer, the workers decided to strike starting this morning. The plant processes a portion of Welch's grape juice, and operations at the plant could be slowed the longer the strike lasts.
I really couldn't comment on how deep that impact would be, but it will have some impact when you have 43 individuals out here that are not inside helping you process that juice.
At this time, Welch's says it is not providing any comment on the strike. Union leaders say they are not sure how long that strike will last. We'll keep you posted. Staying in Yakima County, but in Union Gap, police say a man is in custody after a domestic incident. Officers responded to the 2700 block of 4th Street yesterday afternoon after reports the man had a rifle and was making suicidal threats. This is video from Yakima Live. Officers from multiple agencies responded, including Yakima Police, the Yakima County Sheriff's Office, SELA PD, and the Yakima Valley Crisis Response Unit. Authorities say the man barricaded himself inside but was taken into custody just before 6 p.m. without incident. He is now facing a charge of unlawful possession of a firearm. Other news, Save Our Children Tri-Cities, otherwise known as SOCT, is providing a financial update to the community who made donations to help stop an LRA from opening up in central Kennewick. Almost $12,000 was collected during the 2-month effort. Tonight, the board tells Apple Valley News Now that the money will be held in an interest-bearing account, providing a safety net for any future issues. Jeanette Romero says anyone who donated and needs a tax deduction receipt can send them an email. That email is soctricities@outlook.com.
Yeah, so SOCT's goal is 100% transparency, which is why we put that post out. It did take us a little bit of time to kind of like, where are we going from here? What are we doing with these funds? So the board did meet and we did weigh out all of our options, and the best option is to do nothing with it.
The house right here at 8th and Edison was set to open as a less restrictive alternative home for sexually violent predators. It is being purchased by a community member, and we are told it is set to close later this month. The people who originally purchased the property were investors based in the Seattle area. They backed out earlier this month because of community pushback. We'll have more on this story coming up at 6 o'clock. The Port of Benton is involved in several professional service solicitations, including a recent public notice regarding the selection of a contract for on-call engineering professional services. The port utilizes both a professional services roster and specific requests for qualifications to identify and contract with firms for as-needed engineering, architectural, and planning support. A special meeting of the Port of Benton commissioners was called to decide between two firms, Century West and JUB.
The categories are firm, team select, team qualification, airport understanding, project, FAA experience, references, and then additional information. So this is criteria from the FAA advisory circular on selecting.
Century West specializes in municipal and aviation projects, including airport pavement rehab and electrical system replacements. Commissioners also voted to approve the interim executive director to hire a director of finance. Now to our big story across the country. One runway at New York's LaGuardia Airport is open several hours after an Air Canada plane collided with a fire truck while landing. This happened late last night. The pilot and co-pilot were killed. According to officials, dozens were injured. Lee Waldman is at LaGuardia with the very latest.
A deadly collision between a landing plane and a fire truck at New York's LaGuardia Airport late Sunday night. Officials say the two pilots died and 41 people were taken to the hospital. Dozens of them have been treated and released.
At approximately 11:40 last night, Air Canada Flight 8646, operated by Jazz, collided with a Port Authority aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle on runway 4.
Audio from the control tower indicates the fire truck was responding to a separate incident on a United flight and was cleared to cross the landing moments before the collision. Diana Cruz was one of the passengers on that United flight.
And then later we found out that there was actually a crash on the runway, so we were kind of more like shocked that happened.
A passenger aboard the Air Canada flight described the moment of impact and how they escaped.
Everybody was hunkered down and everybody was screaming. Pretty quickly, we didn't have any directions because the pilot's cabin had been kind of destroyed. So somebody said, let's get the emergency exit and get the door in, let's all jump out.
At LaGuardia Airport, I'm Lee Waldman.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says that Canadian transportation officials will work closely with their American counterparts on the crash investigation. Following this newscast, ABC World News Tonight with David Muir picks up on our coverage of the deadly runway collision at LaGuardia. Plus, ICE agents are being deployed to airports amid growing lines. This all because of the partial government shutdown. In more local news tonight, city leaders in Richland say they are continuing to invest in maintaining roads across the community through a long-term pavement preservation strategy. Officials say the city takes a proactive approach to board maintenance and road maintenance by dividing the community into sections and focusing on one area each year. This year, crews will be working primarily in South Richland with about $4 million dedicated to pavement preservation. Leaders say the goal is to keep roads in good condition through regular maintenance, rather than waiting until they require more expensive, large-scale repairs.
That maintains our streets at a level that we don't need to do significant repairs and construction projects that are much more costly.
City leaders say by investing in preventative maintenance now, they can extend the life of roads and reduce long-term costs for the community. Your news live at 5 is just getting started. Coming up next, Tri-Cities travelers will lose a Burbank connection out of Pasco, the airline that suddenly dropped a recently launched route. And meteorologist Hayden Nix is back with a look at your full First Alert forecast as parts of our region dealing with flooding. So stay with us as we are on your side.
Injured in a car crash? The insurance company can sure make you feel small. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
Call 853-2222.
Get ready to experience the elegance, feel the excitement, witness the #1 brand in burlesque. Saturday, July 11th at Legends Casino Hotel. It's a night of dazzling costumes and breathtaking performances you don't want to miss. Secure your seats today and prepare to be amazed. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or the Legends Gift Shop. The Lala's Burlesque Show, Saturday, July 11th, Legends Casino Hotel.
And we're back.
Team Yakima Federal versus the Big Bad Wolves.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, it's the Yakima Federal Home Loan team in a commanding lead.
And there's the snap.
Oh, the Wolves dropped the ball again.
Oh, no.
And the quarterback is toast.
Big Bad Wolf Mortgage Pack just can't keep up with the Yakima Federal Home Loan team.
No surprise.
Size and experience count.
They certainly know how to close the deal.
Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, your home team advantage.
Ooh, sacked again. That's going to leave a mark.
Get this exceptional offer on a 2026 Cadillac Optic. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business. We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we're 22 acres.
What separates us is you're not just a number when you walk in the door.
Professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
Our experience was so positive. There was no pressure. It feels like a home away from home.
I can guarantee when you buy an RV from us, you are part of the Broadmoor family.
At Broadmoor RV,
we make camping fun!
Injured in a car crash? The insurance company can sure make you feel small. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
Call 853-2222.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
Thank you for staying with us. Alaska Airlines is dropping a recently added flight out of the Tri-Cities. The airline will end its daily service between Pasco and Burbank, California, just 5 months after launching the route. Airport officials say flights will disappear from the schedule after April. However, Alaska Airlines will continue service to Los Angeles.
And Allegiant just started its twice-weekly service to Orange County. So we still have the service going to the LA basin. They never said why it happened, but I have to assume it just wasn't performing up to their standards. We're constantly, trying to get new markets and doing what we can to keep growing the airport.
Last week, PSC announced its third straight year of passenger growth in 2025, welcoming almost 1 million travelers, the busiest year in airport history. Well, city leaders in Hermiston are moving forward with a new enterprise zone aimed at attracting businesses and creating jobs across the region. The Hermiston City Council approved the formation of a new 10-year enterprise zone, replacing a previous version that is set to expire. Officials say the program is designed to encourage industrial development by offering temporary property tax incentives to businesses that bring new jobs to the area. Leaders say the updated zone will now be managed solely by the city, streamlining the process and making it easier to attract and approve new projects.
The first level of the Enterprise Zone program is a 3-year exemption. So all you have to do is be an industrial type of a business and create 1 job or increase your employment by at least 10%.
City leaders say the goal is to bring in long-term employers who will invest in the community, expand the local tax base, and create stable job opportunities for residents. Talking sports now, Davis High School's girls basketball team had about as good of a season as you could hope for. For the second year in a row, the Pirates won the state championship. They finished the year ranked as the 23rd best team in the country by Sports Illustrated. And recently, junior Cheyenne Hull was named the Washington Player of the Year. And head coach Akil White was named Washington Coach of the Year. Coach White praised his star players' work ethic.
Well, one thing I always say I'm kind of blessed, and that kind of sets the tone for the program, is nobody outworks her. So when your hardest kid works the hardest in practice, and she does, she kicks their butts and goes super duper hard, it's hard for somebody else not to go hard. Because if Cheyenne is going hard, then I got to go hard type deal.
Cheyenne, that's what I meant to say. By the way, Hull averaged 22 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals on the season. It's her second straight Player of the Year award. Coach White led the Pirates to a 24-2 record, with the only 2 losses coming from out-of-state competition. Kraken owner Samantha Holloway is laying the groundwork for a potential NBA expansion bid in Seattle. Earlier this afternoon, she announced a new umbrella company called One Roof Sports and Entertainment, bringing together the Kraken, Climate Pledge Arena, and other related properties. The move gives Holloway more financial control over the arena while maintaining a partnership with Oak View Group. The announcement comes just days before the NBA is expected to formally begin an expansion process. Seattle is widely seen as a top candidate after losing the Supersonics back in 2008. And we're going to talk environment now. A spectacular sight in West Pasco this morning with a meteor lighting up the sky. Take a look. This video was shared with us by, there it goes, Matt R., who spoke with Apple Valley News Now about the event. He says he's just fine, and luckily no damage was reported. Of course, stay with us for any updates on this striking morning sight. How cool is that?
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
Well, over the weekend, we talked about how portions of the Yakima River were still going to be remaining elevated as far as how much water was flowing through them. And this is all thanks to that atmospheric river from last week. And we're still expecting that to take place at least for another 12 hours or so, with this flood warning in effect from Keona all the way into the Columbia River there until tomorrow morning. And the reason for that, well, let's talk about it, shall we? We still have elevated river levels pertaining to Keona, where we're still right at minor flood stage. And watch what happens as we continue on over the next 12 hours or so. It does lessen, and that's what's warranting the expiration of that flood warning. But notice it is slow, though. We're going to stay right at action stage over the next few days here. And the reason for that is because we've got some more rainfall coming back in the forecast. And you'll see this with the Natchez River at Natchez. Check this out. We are still holding with the values right at minor flood stage, almost into action stage for there. But look what happens as we navigate into the next few days here. It bumps back up into minor flood stage. because of what we're expecting to see. We've got another moisture belt starting to move over the Pacific Northwest, but this is not going to bring just rainfall. We are going to see a chance for some mountain snow to come with this as well. So there will be a mixture of precipitation, and I'll show you how this plays out with Futurecast satellite and radar. As we put this into motion for tonight, we'll keep most of the area dry, but as we carry on into tomorrow, the windward side of the Washington Cascades starting to see a good bit of moisture there, and then as we move through the day, notice that the higher elevations near the Cascades, of course, are getting that beneficial rainfall, but we are going to see some of that moisture bleed over into the valleys and then eventually the blues. As we finish up Tuesday evening, that cold front comes through. So there will be a chance for some light shower activity to pick up through the day on Tuesday for areas outside of the Cascades. But something else, though, as we watch that front move through, Wednesday we could see a little bit more activity picking up. Moisture is going to be very starved at this point, but the higher elevations could see a little bit more of the snowfall action there before we wrap things up. Then after the front comes through on Tuesday, we are going to see some breezy conditions on Wednesday with gusts anywhere between 20 to 35 miles per hour. So just a heads up on that. Back to the top of the forecast for tonight, those temperatures dropping into the 40s. Rain chances do stay light, but they will pick up for your Tuesday for the Tri-Cities area, 50% chance. Beautiful weather as we finish out the rest of the work week. Temperatures near normal for this time of the year. We will have rain chances at a 60% for Yakima, 54 Thursday, back to 62 by Saturday. 80% chance of rain for Ellensburg. Breezy conditions then. 48 Wednesday, 49 Thursday. 57 by Saturday, 59 by Sunday. Some low-end rain chances returning for early next week. Hermiston, we're going to start tomorrow with a 40% chance of rainfall, 20% Wednesday, and then we'll finish up with some 60s going into the weekend. Walla Walla, 60% chance of rainfall tomorrow, 50 on Wednesday, 54 Thursday for high with sunshine coming back, low 60s Friday and Saturday. By next Monday, you could be flirting with 70-degree temperatures once more. Overcast conditions coming back as another disturbance moves into the area.
Going to be an active week, Hayden. Thank you. Coming up next, Tijuana artists earn spots in Pasco's public art collection. The pieces transforming the downtown area when we return with tonight's Spotlight.
New Nissan. You got to put it through its paces.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get $3,500 to $6,000 total savings on select models.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication
now
shop.
through March 31st, receive rebates up to $495 with the purchase of qualifying Daikin ductless equipment. At Bruce Heating and Air, we'll find the unit that works right in your space. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details. Nob Hill Casino invites you to have a ball. Not only do we have the friendliest dealers in town, but our progressive games have amazing jackpots. Play great Vegas-style table games 7 days a week. And when you join our Players Club, you'll unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Plus, Players Club members automatically take part in our Have a Ball drawing every hour on the half hour from 9:30 to 2:30. So grab your friends and take the short drive to Nob Hill Casino, where the locals come to win.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home. I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
And just like you,
We're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We are here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground.
Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
New Nissan. You got to put it through its paces.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get $3,500 to $6,000 total savings on select models.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
I love this. Downtown Pasco, a bit more colorful thanks to the creativity and skill of local artists. The Pasco School District says 5 of the 7 artworks that were just installed were actually created by artists from Chiawana High School. A community contest was held last year in May to help create multiple art pieces, including these 3 utility boxes that are now up for display. All right, when we return, Hayden has a final look at your forecast and your reason to smile. Stay with us.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. When looking at your meal, you must always make sure there's enough sauce for every single bite.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece Chicken McNuggets for only $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Take the road trip you've been dreaming of with an efficient new Honda. Turn heads with unmistakable style and sport-tuned suspension. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $219 per month lease on a 2026 Civic LX sedan.
This March, the keys to winning are waiting for you at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. And one of those keys unlocks a brand new Toyota 4Runner or $20,000 cash on March 29th. But until then, kickstart the winning with up to $10,000 in free play every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rev up your luck and multiply your entries every Wednesday. Each entry brings you one step closer to the choice between a new Toyota 4Runner or $20,000 cash. It's the $100,000 keys to winning, only at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The Ford Bronco Sport goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Get a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4 starting at $28,800, plus a 2-year limited maintenance plan. Only at your local Ford dealer.
You get hurt in a car wreck, and all of a sudden, you feel like there's a black cloud hanging over your life. You're in pain, and the insurance company doesn't want to pay. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales. I have the power of more. Don't take that first offer when I can get you more, much more than they want to pay. And why go to court if you don't have to? And when they find out the heavy hitters on your side, well, you know, blue skies. Injured? Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales, because helping you is what I do.
Call 853-2222. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu, which means make it a meal and save. Extra value meals are back. So now, get a sausage McMuffin with egg meal for $5.
A Kennewick neighborhood threatened with a sex offender home. Residents fight back and win.
We stood united.
Apple Valley News Now tells their story.
We wouldn't even found out about this if it wasn't for you and the guys out in
Only one station, Apple Valley News Now.
On your side.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, a closer look at the flooding impacts from the Yakima River.
And get ready, Josh is coming back. He'll be right here with your first alert forecast on Good Morning Northwest.
One last look at your forecast. We are expecting those temperatures to drop down into the 40s for most locations tonight. We will have some windy conditions, especially back off towards Ellensburg and Yakima. Tri-Cities and Hermiston at breezy status there with 47 and 45 respectively. Lower 40s for Ellensburg and Yakima. Your forecast for Tuesday, 56 for Ellensburg, will be in the 60s across the rest of the area, with 67 being the winner for Pendleton. Notice those rain chances coming in too. That's all thanks to a new frontal system coming through the area. Best rain chance will be in the Cascades and the Blues, but still seeing some rainfall in the valleys.
Hayden, thank you very much. Finally, your reason to smile brought to you by Lifetime Dental Care. This comes from Richland, the Golden Arches. A big shout out to Cody for sending us this picture. Get your photo in. Use the QR code on your screen right there. That's going to do it for Apple Valley News Now live at 5. Austin Reed with you. Thank you for watching. World News with David Muir is next, and then we'll be back at 6 o'clock. For now, hoping your news is good news.